She wore the title of mother, but played the role of your first enemy. Now imagine this for a moment. Chosen one. You're in a courtroom, but it's not just law that's being judged. It's energy, truth, intention. And sitting there, with all her masks falling off one by one, is the woman the world told you to honor, to obey, to protect. But behind closed doors, she weaponized your kindness. She twisted your truth. She fed the crowd lies while calling it love. And now, the judge has seen everything. Let's be real. This wasn't just emotional pain. It was psychological warfare, served cold by the one who was supposed to nurture you. And here's the truth that will shake your soul. The universe kept the receipts. From fake tears to staged stories, everything she tried to bury has floated straight to the surface. And now the energy is correcting itself. The balance is tipping, not because you fought back, but because you stood still in truth. And the world, the very people she manipulated, they're disgusted, embarrassed they ever believed her, because now they see her clearly, and they see you even clearer. And thank you, Chosen One. Don't forget to pay this message back by simply pressing the like and subscribe button to help spread this truth to more souls. It's our responsibility to shine the light where darkness was hidden for too long. You are not just a viewer. You are part of this mission. You are part of a force, and your presence here matters more than you know. Let's get back into it. The judge is not just a person in a robe. It's life. It's reality, its cause and effect finally arriving at her doorstep. And what's being revealed is shocking people to their core, because the woman who painted herself as the victim was, the entire time, building her story with bricks of manipulation. You were never the problem. You were never too emotional, too distant, too much. You were the only one telling the truth. But your truth made her control slip. And that's why she turned on you. This wasn't just one moment of betrayal. This was a carefully calculated campaign. She planted seeds of doubt about you for years, in family, in neighbors, even in people you barely knew. She'd smile to your face, then twist the knife behind your back. And worst of all, she enjoyed watching you explain yourself, defend yourself, shrink yourself. But now the script is flipped. There are people sitting in silence right now, staring at the real story for the first time, witnessing who you actually are, not who she said you were. And it's breaking their hearts, because deep down, they always sensed something was off. They just didn't have the courage to look past her charm, her authority, her mask. But the evidence, the energy, it's undeniable now. She's not the mother figure they thought she was, and you're not the villain she tried to create. You are the truth bearer, the light she couldn't dim, the one she tried to silence with guilt, shame, and obligation. But you held your ground, even in your quiet moments, even when you doubted yourself, even when the whole room turned against you. And that's why the judge is blowing the roof off this illusion right now, because you've earned this moment of reckoning. What she did wasn't just personal. It was energetic sabotage. She attacked your name, your spirit, your path, and still you survived. Not only that, you thrived. Every attempt she made to break you only revealed more of your resilience. And the people who once stood with her, they're shifting one by one. Because when the truth shows up, it doesn't ask for permission, it just shows. So to anyone who's ever questioned their worth because of a toxic mother figure, to anyone who's ever been blamed, shamed, or scapegoated by the one person meant to protect you, let this be your confirmation. You weren't crazy. You weren't imagining it. You were targeted because you threatened the lie she built her identity on. And now the lie is crumbling, and you're rising exactly as you were always meant to. So, are you starting to feel it, chosen one? That inner fire, that silent confirmation that you were never crazy for sensing the betrayal long before anyone else saw it. If this message is pulling something real from deep within you, drop 777 in the comments to confirm your clarity has arrived. And if you feel led, bless this message with a like, a share, or even a super thanks, because messages like this aren't just videos, they're vindication, and it takes real energy to bring that kind of truth into the world. Whether it's a small gift or a simple comment, it all helps keep this mission alive and moving. You are part of something powerful now, something honest. And now, let's walk into the truth together, step by step. And believe me, if you really are one of the chosen ones, you won't be able to look away. Your soul will need to hear every word, because it's not just a message, it's a mirror. Let's get started. Number 1. She wore the mask of mother, but moved like your first enemy. The worst betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from someone who called you their child, then turned your truth into their weapon. She didn't raise you. She watched you like a quiet predator in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike your spirit, not with fists, but with fabrication. And let's be clear, this was never about love. It was about control. Her mission wasn't to guide you, it was to suppress you. And she did it the same way every skilled manipulator does, by hiding behind a title and performing concern with surgical precision. She studied you, chosen one, not because she admired you, but because she feared what you could become if you ever broke free from her illusion. She watched your light get stronger with each season, and instead of letting it warm her own cold soul, she decided it was a threat. You became the mirror she couldn't stand to look into. So she did what cowards do. She lied. She twisted your kindness into manipulation, your boundaries into defiance, your silence into guilt. And every time you chose peace, she accused you of war. She wasn't confused. She was calculated. She didn't misunderstand you. She misrepresented you on purpose. Now imagine this for a moment, chosen one. You're a child learning how to love, how to feel, how to grow, and the very person you're supposed to trust is already planting seeds of self-doubt in your soil, whispering to others that you're difficult, cold, ungrateful, all while calling herself a saint for putting up with you. The truth? You never needed fixing. She needed a story where she could be the hero in public and the monster in private. And the worst part? People believed her. They didn't see the subtle manipulation. They didn't see how she played the long game, how every time you tried to shine, she showed up just in time to cast a shadow, how she cried in public and controlled in private, how she built an entire personality around martyrdom while poisoning every room you walked into, all because your existence made her feel exposed. You see, this wasn't some harmless misunderstanding. This was character assassination wrapped in a maternal smile. She deliberately planted doubts about you to people who mattered. She whispered lies in ears she knew you trusted. She turned your compassion into ammunition. And why? Because when people see you as difficult, they stop listening to your truth. That was the goal. Silence you by smearing you. They told you to love her no matter what, but no one asked what it cost to survive her. Now, chosen one, maybe right now you're wondering, was it really that bad? Was I just being sensitive? Was I the problem? Let me answer that for you. No. You were gaslit into believing abuse was love, into thinking emotional sabotage was just how she is, into wearing guilt like it was a badge of honor. But now that the veil is lifting, you feel it, don't you? The rage, the grief, the clarity. And let me give you a fact they don't want you to know. These mother figures, the toxic, manipulative ones, know exactly what they're doing. They're not out of control. They're in control of everyone's perception of them. The way she publicly praised you while privately punishing you, that wasn't love. That was image management. A long-running performance where you were cast as the rebellious child, just so she could stay the wounded queen. But not anymore. The judge has entered the room. The lies are surfacing. The false image she worked so hard to protect is now crumbling in real time. And guess what's being revealed? You, the real you. The you she tried to hide behind shame and distortion. People are waking up to the truth, and they're disgusted. Not by you, but by how she treated you. The mask is slipping, and what's underneath it? Jealousy, insecurity, and years of emotional sabotage disguised as concern. She didn't lose control, she lost access, and that's when she declared you dangerous. Her story is falling apart because your light no longer fits the role she assigned you. You're no longer playing the villain in her script. You're the truth that won't stay silent. And her manipulation, it's finally being met with accountability. You're no longer shrinking to protect her image. You're expanding, and every inch you reclaim is a brick pulled from the false temple she built. You see, when someone can't control the narrative about you, they'll try to control how others see you. But when truth starts moving, it doesn't ask permission. It doesn't knock. It kicks the damn door down. So let her rage. Let her cry manipulation tears to the same people who are now seeing through her. Let her panic as the truth floods every space she tried to dominate. Because you're not the villain. You're the verdict. Number 2. She tried to bury you in lies, but the universe wrote everything down. She twisted your truth in whispers, but the universe recorded every syllable in thunder. Every word she bent, every lie she spoke behind your back, every moment she pretended to be the victim while quietly turning others against you, it's all documented. Not in courtrooms, not in files, but in cosmic records so detailed they make her schemes look like the small, bitter games they truly were. She thought no one would ever know, but energy never lies, and now the universe is collecting. Imagine this, chosen one, a ledger written in vibration, not ink. A book that doesn't forget the sting of betrayal. One that holds not only what was said, but why it was said. Every fake smile, every backhanded compliment, every concerned conversation with others that was really just a smokescreen for jealousy. It's all been tracked, stamped, and stored. And now the bill is due. The universe doesn't operate on opinion, it operates on energy, and energy never forgets. Her greatest mistake wasn't just lying about you, it was doing it in the presence of a force she didn't respect. A force that saw through her mask from the beginning. That force, universal intelligence, it doesn't care about status. It doesn't care how long she's worn the title of mother or how many people she's convinced she's pure. It sees frequency. And her frequency? It stinks of fear, envy, and control. She didn't act from love. She acted from lack. She didn't want to guide you. She wanted to compete with you. And when she realized she couldn't steal your essence, she did what cowards do. She tried to steal your name. Not the one you write, but the one you carry, your character, your energy, the unshakable presence that made people trust you, love you, follow you. She saw it as a threat. And instead of rising to your level, she tried to drag you down to hers. Jealousy never wants to improve. It only wants to destroy what reminds it of its own weakness. Now maybe you're thinking, but why me? Why would someone so close, so trusted go this far? The answer is simple. You carry something she doesn't. Not money, not fame, but alignment. You walk in your truth. You shine without effort. And that kind of presence makes insecure people itch. It exposes what they've been hiding from themselves. Your healing made her feel unhealed. Your growth made her feel stuck. And your joy, that was the final trigger. Because in her world, love is limited, power is hoarded, and attention must be earned by suffering. You broke that model by simply being free. So she did what she could to control the narrative. She whispered to relatives, twisted your silence into arrogance, turned your boundaries into betrayal, told anyone who would listen that you were too much, too sensitive, too distant. But all of it, every word, was just projection dressed up as concern. And the universe, it didn't miss a single moment. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was data collection. Now the records are surfacing. People who once believed her are having dreams, gut feelings, private revelations that something about her story never sat right. That while she talked too much about your problems, she never looked like someone truly wounded. She looked like someone invested in winning. And energy doesn't lie. The cosmic balance is shifting. The universe is not punishing her. It's just rebalancing the scale. Everything she put out with bad intent is circling back. Not because you demanded revenge, but because truth naturally returns. That's how frequency works. That's how cosmic law operates. You don't need to expose her. Life is already doing it for you. And the beauty of it all, you didn't have to lift a finger. You didn't need to argue, scream, or beg to be seen. You just had to survive, to keep growing, to trust that the very energy she mocked, the same intuition, peace, and stillness she called weird, was the same force that would write your vindication in bold. She dug a grave for your name, but forgot the universe is the one who writes your legacy. So now, when the truth starts surfacing, don't be surprised if people start calling, apologizing, or acting awkward. They're waking up. They're realizing they were lied to, used as pawns in someone else's emotional war against you. Let them sit with that. You don't owe them access. You owe yourself freedom. And her, she's not your responsibility anymore. Her energy is collapsing on its own. The image she built is cracking. And the ones who clapped when she dragged your name through the mud, they're now watching the mud fall from her hands. This is what happens when truth meets timing. This is what happens when cosmic records hit play. So don't look back. Keep rising. Keep glowing. Keep honoring your peace. Because the universe is not just watching, it's reporting. Number 3. She left her spiritual fingerprints everywhere, and now they're glowing in broad daylight. She thought she was covering her tracks, but the universe marked every step with fire. She really thought she could get away with it, didn't she? Twisting narratives, planting doubt, quietly poisoning your name with a smile on her face. But what she didn't know, what she never could understand, is that energy leaves fingerprints, and hers are all over the crime scene. Her manipulation isn't invisible anymore. It's lit up like a crime lab under blacklight. The evidence is vibrational, and it's glowing so bright now, even the blind are starting to see you were right all along. What she called wisdom was really witchcraft. What she called love was really leverage. She's been feeding off your energy for years, not physically, but spiritually, like a parasite, like a virus that couldn't live on its own, so it latched onto the light you didn't even know you were carrying. She drained you through guilt, through obligation, through shame. not because you were broken, but because she was. And instead of healing, she fed off your confusion. She created it, then offered herself as the only one who understands you. Manipulation 101. Break them, then pretend you're the only one who can fix them. But here's the part she never saw coming: you waking up. Now you're seeing the soul ties for what they are. Energetic leashes disguised as loyalty. You're cutting the cords, and the moment you did, she panicked. Because her entire identity was built on feeding from your light without ever earning her own. She couldn't generate love, peace, or purpose, so she siphoned yours. She didn't want your freedom, she wanted your fuel. And now the universe has flipped on the forensic lights. Her spiritual fingerprints are everywhere, on the lies, the trauma, the sabotage. What she thought was subtle is now undeniable. Her energy betrays her before her mouth even opens. The world is starting to notice. You don't have to explain anything. Her exposure is unfolding naturally, all because you stopped feeding her illusion. She underestimated the power of truth. She underestimated you, but the universe never did. Now her fingerprints are evidence, and you're the living proof. Number 4. You were the supply. Now she's starving without access to your light. Parasites don't panic when you fight. They panic when you finally go silent. She was never strong on her own. She only appeared powerful while draining you behind the scenes. And now, chosen one, the severance has begun. The cord is cut. The energy line she secretly fed on, your empathy, your peace, your reputation, it's gone. And she's unraveling. Not because you attacked, but because you disconnected. No reaction, no chasing, no explaining. Just distance, and for her, that silence is lethal. The moment you stopped giving her a stage, she lost her script. She still thinks she can talk her way out of this, that a half apology or a dramatic moment of fake humility will rewind what she's done. But the energy doesn't lie anymore. Her words hit different now. They fall flat. They stink of desperation, and even the people she once manipulated can feel it. She's used to control, not consequence. And now that consequence is knocking, and not softly. Her most pathetic delusion, that she still has influence over those who've seen behind the curtain. She believes if she says enough, cries enough, guilt trips just right, she can reattach herself to your light. But the cord is dead. And without access to you, she's not a queen. She's a hollow act with no one left to fool. She didn't lose you, she lost her power source. And now, she's flailing. Behind the scenes, her manipulations are getting sloppy. Her energy is unstable. People are pulling back, not because you told them to, but because her mask is melting in front of them. She's becoming dangerous, yes, but not to you, to herself, because everything she tried to control is collapsing. Her grip is gone, her narrative is broken, and her last weapon, your guilt, no longer works. The severance is final. The parasite has no more host. And you're not just surviving without her, you're glowing. Number 5. They believed her lies. Now they're ashamed they ever doubted you. The same mouths that whispered about you are now screaming on your behalf. Chosen one, the tide has turned, and this time you didn't have to push it. The very people who once looked at you sideways, who rolled their eyes at your silence, who nodded politely while she spoon-fed them her twisted stories. They're waking up, and what they're seeing now, it's hitting them like a gut punch. They're realizing they weren't just bystanders. They were used. She didn't fool them because she was smart. She fooled them because she wore your pain like a costume. Imagine it. A family member who once kept their distance suddenly can't stop replaying your old words. A friend who once believed the lies now feels sick to their stomach, remembering how they treated you. That's not pity, that's shame. Deep, soul-level shame, because they see it now. How she used them as pawns in her game, how she weaponized their love, their doubt, their loyalty, how she turned the whole room against you, while you sat there, calm, quiet, enduring what should have broken you. But you never broke. And now the same crowd that once gave her their ear is giving her their judgment. They're whispering behind her back, questioning her motives, side-eyeing her stories. Some are walking away, others are speaking up. But either way, she's losing what she valued most, control of the narrative. Her mask is cracked, and every lie she told about you is now echoing back at her. Loud, public, unstoppable. You don't have to defend yourself when truth starts doing the talking for you. These people aren't just turning away from her, they're turning against her, and not out of loyalty to you, but out of rage at themselves, rage at how easily they were played, rage at how blind they were to your pain, rage at how they contributed to your isolation without even realizing it. And now, that guilt, it's fuel. They want to make it right, to distance themselves from her, to stand with you, to speak the truth they once ignored. Let them. You don't need their apologies, but you deserve their accountability, because your vindication was never a matter of if. It was always just a matter of when. Number 6. They woke up too late, but just in time to watch her fall. She built her kingdom on whispers. Now those same whispers have turned into war cries against her. Chosen one, the awakening has begun, and it's messy, it's loud, it's overdue. For some, the truth hit like lightning. One moment they were defending her, and the next, everything clicked. The timelines didn't add up. The stories had too many holes. The tears looked rehearsed. The guilt she spread like perfume now reeks of manipulation. In one sharp moment of realization, they saw it. She was never the victim. She was the director of the entire performance. The moment they stopped listening with their ears and started listening with their gut, it all fell apart. Others took longer. They sat with the discomfort, the gut feelings, the glimpses of truth they ignored for years, the way she always made you the problem, no matter how calm you were, the way your voice was always too loud, too soft, too wrong, never enough. And little by little, their loyalty cracked, their denial thinned, until finally they couldn't protect her story anymore without betraying themselves. And now, the floodgates are open. People who once stood by her now recoil from her presence. Former allies are crossing the street to avoid being associated. Those who once repeated her lies like gospel are now shouting the real story from the rooftops. They're not just backing away, they're exposing her, confronting her, dragging her into the light she thought she could forever escape. She didn't lose their support, she lost their silence, and that's louder than anything she feared. The very hands that once helped carry her mask are now tearing it off her face, and the rage, oh, it's real, not just at her, but at themselves, because now they realize they helped bury you. They sat quiet while your spirit was slaughtered behind closed doors, and that guilt, it's boiling into something righteous, something loud, something that doesn't care about keeping the peace anymore. Let them yell, let them rage, let them burn the illusion they helped build. Because you never needed revenge. You just needed the truth to arrive, and now it has. Number 7. Her empire was built on unity, but that unity was glued together with lies. When the truth hits, the same hands that held hers now drop her mask to the floor. Chosen one, what you're witnessing now is the collapse, not just of her lies, but of the alliances those lies built. She didn't just manipulate people individually, she bonded them through a shared illusion. She created unity, yes, but it was the kind that grows in the shadows, a web of whispers, a network of nods and side eyes. They stood together against you. But now that the veil is lifting, that unity is fracturing fast. When a lie dies, so do the relationships built on it. Imagine her watching the very people she once confided in now standing on the other side, silent, ashamed, avoiding her gaze. Some are texting you, some are walking up to you, eyes full of regret, heart heavy with guilt. "I'm sorry. I didn't know. I believed her." Their words are clumsy, their apologies are late, but they're real, because the weight of the truth has cracked through their denial. Others won't say anything directly. They'll show up differently. They'll defend you in rooms where your name used to get dragged. They'll stop laughing at her jokes. They'll start talking about things they once avoided. That's not coincidence. It's conscious correction. The moment they realized they stood on the wrong side of your truth, they chose to change sides. And here's the part they'll never forget. It wasn't your revenge that woke them up. It was their own reflection, seeing who they became under her influence, realizing how far they strayed from their own values, just to stay in her favor. That kind of awakening hurts, but it also heals. So let them come. Let them own it. Let their shame become their teacher, because the truth doesn't just expose your enemies, it reforms your witnesses. And what was once a chorus of gossip is now a quiet crowd learning to speak truth, finally, with your name on their lips. Number 8. She divided to conquer, but now they're reuniting without her. She separated the room to make herself the center, but now the room sees her for what she is, the problem, not the glue. Chosen one, her power didn't come from truth, it came from division. She isolated you, not because you were wrong, but because you were right. She couldn't handle your light being seen clearly, so she turned the crowd away from you and toward her. Subtle digs, twisted stories, emotional manipulation disguised as concern. She made you feel alone in a room full of people who once loved you. That was her control. Her goal was never to be the hero, it was to be the only one believed. But now, one by one, they're waking up. The fog is clearing, and the very intuition she taught them to ignore is screaming for truth. People are remembering the gut feelings they once suppressed, the looks they questioned, the way something always felt off, even when her words sounded perfect. That voice is back, and this time they're listening. Imagine the quiet power of that. Friends who once turned their backs are now quietly reaching out. Not with drama, but with realness. They're putting the pieces together, realizing she didn't just lie, she divided. She played them against each other, against you, against themselves, and now they want the truth more than they want to protect her image. Her illusion broke the circle, but truth is putting it back together. You're not the outsider anymore, you're the one they're circling back to. Because truth always attracts, and healing, it doesn't happen through forced apologies. It happens when people finally feel safe to see what was always there. Your calm, your light, your consistency. You never had to prove your innocence. You lived it, and now they see it. The energy is shifting. You can feel it in the silence, in the sudden support, in the way people are showing up, not just for you, but with you. It's not just personal healing, it's collective correction. The spell is broken, and she's watching the unity she faked fall apart, while the one she tried to destroy becomes the reason they come back together. Number 9. She built a case against you. Now the universe is building one against her. She thought she was writing your downfall, but the universe was quietly building her verdict. Chosen one, the tables haven't just turned, they've flipped. The very lies she crafted to ruin you, they're coming back like boomerangs laced with receipts, and not just emotional receipts, cosmic ones. For every thought form she aimed at you, a layer of spiritual protection wrapped tighter around your name. For every person she convinced to question your integrity, the universe whispered truth into their hearts. And now, they see, they feel, and they want justice. What was once a whisper of doubt has become a roar of truth, and now nobody's ignoring it. The community that once sat quietly in confusion is no longer silent. They're watching everything now, closely. They've moved from passive observers to active participants in your vindication. Their intuition is screaming, their memories are returning, and their eyes are finally on her. She's not the wounded mother anymore. She's the manipulator caught mid-script. And behind the scenes, chosen one, a case is being built that she'll never escape. This isn't casual karma. This is cosmic court. The universe doesn't miss a thing. Every text, every smear campaign, every carefully crafted manipulation disguised as concern. It's all being traced, recorded, and filed under exposure. Communications are being monitored in ways she can't imagine. The same devices she used to conspire, now they're collecting the evidence that seals her fate. She cast the net for you, now she's the one entangled in it. This justice isn't loud, it's precise, surgical, intelligent. Every false accusation, every frame job, every guilt tactic, now dismantled one by one like wires being clipped in a bomb she built with her own hands. And every person she pulled into her schemes is now a liability. Some are flipping, some are vanishing, all are being watched. Because this time, the truth has backup. This isn't just emotional karma, this is a spiritual operation unfolding in real time. And she's not walking away untouched, not this time. She underestimated the one thing no manipulator can outwit: alignment. You didn't just survive the setup, you became the reason it's all coming undone. Number 10. She whispered in secret. Now the universe is screaming her confession for everyone to hear. They thought they were safe in silence, but timing is the universe's sharpest blade. Chosen one, the illusion is collapsing exactly when it's supposed to. Not a moment too soon, not a breath too late. Because this isn't coincidence, it's divine timing in full execution. Everything she thought was hidden, private, buried under charm and manipulation, it's surfacing, and not just as rumors or speculation, but as evidence. Hard, documented proof that her campaign wasn't random, it was premeditated, it was organized, it was malicious by design. They called it coincidence. The universe calls it perfect orchestration. Imagine this: documents emerging like lightning in the dark. Messages, texts, call logs, voice memos, all aligned. Pages that map out the very betrayal you tried for years to explain. These aren't just papers. They are physical manifestations of truth. Cosmic receipts dropped into 3D reality. The same people who laughed behind closed doors now sit silent, realizing they were part of something criminal. What they thought was gossip is now evidence. What they thought was drama is now proof. And the timing. It's brutal in its beauty, because had it happened earlier, she might have twisted it, lied her way through, slithered into sympathy. But now, too many people are awake, too many are watching. Had it happened later, you might have lost more than you already did. Your peace, your mind, your reputation. But now, the gears of the cosmos have clicked into place. The exposure is unavoidable. The impact, unforgiving. The universe doesn't rush, but when it moves with thunder in its chest. She believed her whispers would stay buried, but now they echo louder than she ever imagined. The very lies she told are looping back, this time with timestamps. The very alliances she built through deception are crumbling in synchronized collapse. Because that's what divine timing does. It doesn't just reveal the truth. It destroys everything built on lies. So let her panic. Let her feel the weight of what she once laughed about in secret. Because what she set in motion is now being returned with perfect universal precision. You didn't force this moment. You became the reason it exists. Number 11. She's spiraling, and every move she makes now only destroys her faster. The louder she gets, the more obvious it becomes. She's not in control, she's in collapse. Chosen one, you're watching it in real time now. The unraveling, the desperation, the raw panic behind her eyes. The mother figure who once orchestrated every lie with elegance is now moving like a frantic actor caught, forgetting her lines. The walls are closing in, and she knows it. Her voice is rising not from power, but from loss. And the irony? The more she tries to hold on, the more everything slips through her fingers. Her house of cards is trembling, her illusion has cracks too wide to patch, and instead of sitting in accountability, she's spiraling into performance mode. Her threats are louder, her promises more dramatic. "I can fix this," she gasps, hoping her words still have weight. But they don't. The audience that once clapped for her victimhood is turning away because they see her now, not as misunderstood, but as manufactured. Her voice grew louder as her power disappeared, but everyone could feel it was already too late. "I just need time," she pleads, but time already made its decision. The cosmic cycle has closed. She had her window. She used it to manipulate, divide, destroy. Now the clock has struck zero, and no amount of crying, bargaining, or guilt-tripping will reverse what's already been set in motion. She's not negotiating with people anymore. She's negotiating with universal law. And here's what makes it all crumble faster. No one believes her anymore. Not her tears, not her panic, not her sweet, carefully scripted words. They ring hollow, like empty vessels echoing off walls she used to control. The very people who once amplified her voice now flinch when she speaks. And for good reason. Her tone isn't truth, it's terror. She thought she could manipulate her way out of judgment, but truth doesn't flinch, it just waits. In her desperation, she's reaching into her darkest arsenal. Not just emotional tricks, but energetic ones. She's trying to send new people into your life. Fresh faces, coincidental connections, conversations that feel off. She's hoping to establish new soul ties, reattach new chords, drain you just one more time. But here's the thing she can't comprehend. Your frequency has changed. You're not the version of yourself she once fed on. You don't vibrate low enough to be touched. Her spiritual tactics bounce off you like static. Your protection isn't just emotional now, it's cosmic. The walls she used to walk through are now sealed. The doors she once kicked open with guilt and obligation, permanently closed. And because she can't manipulate your internal world anymore, she's now targeting your external one, trying to leak your information, stir chaos, connect with people who might still be vulnerable to her narrative. But all it does is backfire. Every attempt to disrupt your peace only strengthens the case against her. The evidence is no longer just spiritual, it's tangible. The more she tries, the more proof stacks up. Her fingerprints are everywhere. Each move she makes is another thread pulled, and now her whole mask is unraveling in her own hands. She's entangled now, deep in the web she once spun with ease, and for the first time, she's stuck in it. Her old tools don't work. Her allies are gone. Her voice is cracking. Her silence is suspicious. Every word she says, every person she sends, every trick she tries only reveals how completely she's lost control. And this is the part she never prepared for. You walking away without turning back. No reaction, no explanation, no rage, just stillness, power, closure, and that more than anything terrifies her, because your silence now says what her lies never could. You've won, and she can feel it. Number 12. Her collapse became your coronation. Now walk like the universe just crowned you. She built her story to bury you, but she didn't know. Your roots were divine. Chosen one, this is not just a victory, it's a coronation, and not the kind given by hands of man, but one delivered by the universe itself. While she fakes fragility in front of a now suspicious crowd, crying unfairness as justice knocks on her door, you stand unshaken. She's spinning the same broken script. I'm the real victim. But the world isn't buying it anymore, because what once passed for innocence now looks like the most desperate deflection of all. Her lies, transparent. Her tears, timed. Her excuses, exhausted. She's reached the final scene, and you, chosen one, are no longer cast as the villain. You are the central truth the entire narrative bends around now, because your vindication isn't just personal, it's cosmic, the kind that bends timelines and realigns realities. Every piece of evidence surfacing now doesn't just defend your name, it declares it. Every whisper she used to weaponize is now a megaphone for your integrity. Even those who doubted you the most, they're now your fiercest defenders, wondering how they ever believed anything different. That's how loud the truth is speaking now. It's drowning out the past. The universe never forgets who stayed silent, and it never fails to reward the one who stood in light when no one else could see it. Let's talk about the dignity you carried, the restraint you showed, how you chose elevation over retaliation. While others schemed, you stayed aligned. While they spread venom, you moved in silence. And the universe, it took notes. That patience wasn't passive, it was power. That discipline didn't go unseen, it created precedent. Your endurance wrote a spiritual blueprint. And now, the ripple effect of your grace is healing others who've suffered silently in similar storms. Financial restoration is coming, yes, but more than that, clarity is coming. Clean energy, uncomplicated opportunity. Your name, once dragged, is now rising through the ranks, enhanced by pressure, sharpened by injustice. And the lies she crafted? They're collapsing under their own weight. People are returning, not to judge, but to repair. Connections lost to confusion are being restored in truth. And the isolation she designed to break you, it's becoming the very foundation of a new, soul-aligned community. One that sees you now. One that's ready to walk with you, not out of pity, but out of respect. And while your world expands, hers contracts. Her supporters scatter, her story shatters, her influence dissolves. She's facing the same silence she once forced you into, and now she can't bear it. Because it's not quiet, it's accountability. She thought silence was her weapon, now it's her sentence. This is karmic poetry. The digital trails she thought were deleted, they're resurrecting. The evidence she tried to hide, it's not just surfacing, it's organizing itself against her. And as her legal defenses fail and her financial cushions vanish, the very system she once manipulated becomes her mirror. Meanwhile, your path is wide open, uncluttered, powerful. The same energy you used to survive her sabotage, now it's fueling your purpose. The attention you used to give to defending yourself, it's now fully invested in your expansion. New connections arrive with matching frequency, people who see you without needing you to prove anything. You don't have to convince anyone anymore. Your energy speaks for itself. Opportunities, they're lining up. Momentum, unstoppable. The universe is not just restoring what was taken, it's upgrading you, rapidly, relentlessly. And not because you begged for it, but because you became the version of you that could carry it with honor. The fire didn't consume you, it crowned you. You walk differently now, not out of arrogance, but with unshakable knowing. You don't chase validation, you radiate it. And that presence, it tells your story before your words ever could. You're not here to defend anymore. You're here to demonstrate. Your spiritual DNA has always held the blueprint, but now the world is ready to see it. And the timing? Not random. Astronomical alignments have conspired for this very window. Truth isn't trickling out, it's erupting. And every force that tried to sabotage you, they unknowingly sharpened your sword. They called it punishment. The universe called it preparation. You were chosen because you could carry this, because the assignment was heavy and not every soul could hold it without turning bitter. But you did. You turned betrayal into clarity, manipulation into wisdom, darkness into power. And now, it's time to rise without apology. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You owe the world you're becoming. So protect your peace, maintain your center, watch the chaos around you not with anxiety, but with confirmation. Detach from their collapse. It's not yours to fix, it's your season to create. Let the cords fall, let the guilt dissolve, let the past burn, and walk forward unchained. Because this is more than justice, it's a beginning, a birthright, a cosmic coronation. And chosen one, your crown is ready. And now, chosen one, as this storm settles and your crown is placed firmly by the universe itself, remember this: you didn't just survive the betrayal, you transmuted it into power. What they meant for destruction became your elevation. So don't look back. Walk forward in full alignment, full embodiment, full authority. If this message resonated with your soul, show love by dropping 777 in the comments, like, subscribe, and share this with another chosen one who needs to hear it. Because truth this loud, it was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to set the world on fire.